Y'all, cousin Keith got Atlanta throwing up and sliding down a wall crying. Everybody is in a frenzy right now. And honestly, y'all need to be humbled. Some of y'all need to be humbled. So let's get into this, y'all. And if y'all enjoy this, make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe. And let's get into it. So I think at this point, everyone knows about Keith Lee and his TikTok and him being a food critic. I feel like people forget that he's also an MMA fighter. Um, but yes, I think people know who he is at this point, especially because of his recent food tour in Atlanta, Georgia. And unfortunately, Keith did not have the best experience in Atlanta when it came to trying food because he rarely got to try any. Apparently, a lot of the restaurants in Atlanta have all these crazy rules that don't make any damn sense. And they wouldn't seat Ronnie and his sister down because they didn't know them. But then, as soon as he came inside, they're like, "Oh yeah, Keith, we got a table waiting for you. It'll be ready in 5 minutes." After they had just told Ronnie that it was a wait or they couldn't get no takeout or there's no reservations, just a whole bunch of nonsense. And from being on TikTok and Twitter and all kinds of stuff, I've been seeing a lot of Atlanta natives and they're like, yeah, like this is what happens when you go to restaurants in Atlanta. They just act like they don't want to seat you. They act like they don't want to feed you and they just want your fucking money. And I think at this point, most people have heard about Keith's experiences trying to eat in Atlanta and how he went to the Real Milk and Honey and how that just was completely awful, no service. And then how he tried to go to Old Lady Gang owned by Candy and Todd from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that didn't go well either. And Keith has something to say to y'all. Y'all ready?
Okay, let's talk about it. Every restaurant that me and my family go to, we were either A, invited by the restaurant themselves, or B, was told about the restaurant 100 plus times. From locals, from people who mention me, from people who email me, DM me. 99% of the time, I never go to a random restaurant. With that being said, my opinion was asked for. So many narratives being pushed, and it's insane to me. But let's be honest, what else do you want from me? If I go to a bunch of restaurants and have a string of good experiences, then I'm being too nice, I'm lying, the narrative is being pushed that my eye roll is fake and I'm lying just to help people. Then on the same hand, if I go to 2 or 3 restaurants where I don't have the best experience, now I'm tearing down businesses, now I'm being mean, now I need to shut up, now I need to mind my business, I need to sit down. Again, I can't win for losing. I understand everybody gonna have an opinion on the situation. You can disagree with me, you cannot like what I say. Completely understand, and I'm okay with that. But when my safety and my family safety start coming into play, that's where I draw the line at. But what can't happen is with my family or the restaurants or anybody's safety start coming into play. It's absolutely overboard. Especially when I was asked to give my opinion. Because you telling me my opinion only matter if it's positive. Because if it's positive, you got my face plastered on the wall and you saying Keith Lee been here. But if it's negative, I need to sit down somewhere and you don't know who I am. That's crazy to me.
I really wanted to just play the whole TikTok through, but I just had to say this. Why does it always have to get so ugly? Why can't we just ever agree to disagree? It's like he said, he can't win for losing. Either when he says the food's good and they get 9 out of 10s and shit, y'all like, oh well that's not true, that's not real. He flogging. And then when he does say, "Oh, the service wasn't good, this, that, and the third." Now it's up in arms. Y'all sending death threats, all kinds of shit. Like, and this is over food. Do you understand? This not politics. This not anything deep. This is about food. Don't everybody gotta fucking eat? And now his opinion don't matter when y'all gave him this platform because y'all like the kind of person he is. And now, like he said, all of a sudden y'all don't know who he is. Mm. We'll see how far these businesses really prosper. You know what I'm saying? Especially for how some of them responded to Keith and some of the other criticism that they were getting. But let's get back into the rest of what Keith had to say.
It was so much positive that happened in Atlanta that was shunned by the negative. It was so many restaurants we was blessed enough to help. We went to an array of restaurants like we always do at every city. I'm gonna be 100% transparent, 100% candid. Me and my family will postpone touring if other cities gonna be like this. Every review not gonna be the best. I'm gonna be 100% honest. If you want me to come, please understand, I will be honest. I don't mean no harm. I don't have no malicious intent. I mean that, and when I say it, I mean it. People be like, well, you know what you're doing. You know if you give a bad review, people gonna come and flood it with hate comments. What else do you want me to do? I'm telling people not to go and leave hate comments. I'm telling people not to leave negative comments. I'm telling people make their own opinions. You want me to lie and say I had a good experience, or you want me to only post the videos when I have a positive experience? Then all of the videos I post is only gonna be positive experience. Then the narrative gonna be pushing. I'm only trying to be positive, and we're gonna end up in the same situation. And on top of that, I think something is getting lost in translation. When that happens, the restaurants that we are blessed enough to help won't be helped in the same manner because people won't show up in the same way because my reviews would be inauthentic. One of the reasons people show up the way they do is because they know I'm being honest and I'm giving my personal opinion and my personal perspective on the situation. But if I don't do that anymore, it won't be the 3 or 4 hour wait times, and now we won't be able to help business owners and we won't be able to give back to the community. In the grand scheme, that's what this is about. It's about giving back. It's about giving back to the community. It's about stimulating the economy. That's what it's about. All the other stuff, I'm a simple man in real life. As long as me and my family healthy and safe and we can live a comfortable life, I'm straight.
And that's another thing people don't realize. All of the other positive things that they did while in Atlanta, people won't see that because they only know about this negative shit that happened because people don't know how to take criticism. And I get it, it's not easy because you don't want to hear that your shit's bad, but there's ways that you respond to this. And when we talk about the real milk and honey later on and Old Lady Gang and how they decided to respond, you'll see who realized like, okay, we fucked up, but we can do better. And the ones who said, you know what, fuck that, I don't care. Who is this nigga? And I've been a Keith Lee fan for the longest, like since the pandemic started, okay? And I remember a few months ago when he had reviewed this pizza place, I think, and it wasn't a great review, and the guys didn't like it. Like they sent something else back. They did basically what the Real Milk and Honey did, and they made a TikTok kind of responding to Keith, basically saying, "Who are you?" Same shit. And it's like, y'all want to keep comparing him to Gordon Ramsay? Nah. This is Keith Lee. He's in his own lane. Put some respect on that man's name. And shout out to you, Ronnie, because they want to act like they don't know you, girl.
Again, it's a double-edged sword. I understand with great power comes great responsibility. God made me for this. I'm built for this. At the end of the day, I just want to eat food, walk in my path. If you want to be on a journey with me, you are more than welcome. If you don't, God bless you. Y'all have an amazing day. Y'all be safe. And nobody's safety should be on the line. Not mine, not my family, not the restaurants that we go to. Relax. Like, relax, bro. Like, I understand. I get it. I get it. But at the end of the day, what you want me to do? You want me to lie? I can't do that. I'll walk away from everything before I lie. I'm telling you that right now. On 10 toes. Everything. God bless you.
Here are some tweets that I found in regards to this whole Keith Lee and Atlanta situation. One person says, Atlanta done ruined the food tour. Now Keith Lee saying he finna postpone the shit because y'all sending death threats to him and his family. He was in Chicago starting a chicken war and we still ain't threatening that man. Y'all know why? Cause it ain't that damn serious. Another person says, all this Keith Lee's madness really boils down to black folks not being able to handle constructive criticism. We are so eager to attack. Nothing should warrant you sending death threats to someone over some undercooked lemon pepper wings. Another person says Keith Lee basically exposed how many black people don't think other black people deserve good customer service. And that's 100% true. Me and my mom were just talking, and we seen this one young lady's TikTok, and she was like, see, because you won't get service that bad at no Jamaican restaurant. And that is 100% not true because all the time don't we hear, oh yeah, because when you gonna go get some Jamaican food, the lady who got the attitude with the big arms, yeah, when you know she got an attitude, that mean the food gonna be good. We have normalized the fact that these restaurants feel it's okay to give black people bad service just because we're black and because we allow them to do that to us. And now because Keith is basically exposing how y'all treat black people like anything or people in general for real when it comes to Atlanta, when it comes to getting your food. And Keith is not the only one who said this. He's just had the bigger platform because regular everyday people who live in Atlanta has said the same thing about these restaurants, about Real Milk and Honey and about Old Lady Gang. But y'all only mad at him because his following is so big that if he says that he had a bad experience, y'all not gonna get no fucking business. But y'all wanna act like y'all don't know who my man's is? Y'all know him now. This last tweet says, I don't know why everybody's so mad at Keith Lee. He didn't say nothing wrong. If it was Gordon Ramsay, he probably would have said the same shit. Exactly, because y'all value white people's opinions about food over black people's opinions. But them businesses are going to suffer because y'all just didn't respond and handle the situation as well as y'all could have. Y'all embarrassed yourselves. And now there's going to be a consequence for it. I think at this point, everyone has seen Candy Burris's response to Keith Lee in regards to him and his family not being able to be served at Old Lady Gang. And then I think everyone has seen the Real Milk and Honey's response to Keith Lee in regards to he and his family not being seated at their restaurant. Candy did what she needed to do. She came on there, she cleared the things up, and she left it at that. But the Real Milk and Honey, they tried to do this whole little extra video talking about oh, who's Keith Lee? Like, okay. And now Keith Lee has exposed y'all, the Real Milk and Honey, and how y'all just have awful, awful customer service. And a lot of Atlanta natives say that these restaurants have a lot of asinine rules when it comes to how they pay and the dress code and all kinds of shit. And this screenshot next to Candy here is from Nosy Bystander's TikTok account. Shout out to them. And I'm going to just read off some of the rules that the Real Milk and Honey has listed here for their restaurant. The first rule says, we guarantee great food. Everything else is left to chance. In parentheses, we try our hardest though. We really do. The second rule is, we do not provide individual checks. However, we will allow up to 3 forms of payment. The third rule is 18% gratuity added to parties of 5 or more or checks larger than $75. The fourth rule is no modifications to any of the menu items. Parentheses, if you have a food allergy, please choose another item without the allergen. How fucked up is that? That's ableist as shit. And I'm not trying to get into all of that type of stuff, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You expect me to spend some money here and you telling me that you can't accommodate me because I got an allergy? That's messed up. It's not surprising though, because the manager of the Real Milk and Honey was leaving comments on TikTok talking about how are y'all gonna believe somebody that's autistic when it comes to food reviews and stuff? How dare you? And this was a what? Another black woman. It's just like y'all have no respect for your people for nothing. And if this whole situation, if they would have just handled the situation better and like, hey, Keith, give us another chance, then maybe y'all could have redeemed yourselves. But y'all just decided to just keep being ignorant. And now y'all gonna have to pay for that. Like, you know, all the negative commentary that they're getting that this restaurant, the Real Milk and Honey, is receiving, that's all on them. Don't got nothing to do with Keith because y'all didn't want to serve his wife. But as soon as you saw him, you wanted to serve him. But now it's who's Keith Lee? Man, fuck out of here. But back to the house rules. The fifth one is be nice. Y'all need to take your own advice then, for real. Because y'all owe Keith a big ass apology, him and his whole family. And then the sixth rule is no reservations unless you're Barack Obama. Parentheses, hey, there's exceptions to every rule. Yeah, okay. And then the seventh rule is no table hibernation. Parentheses, 90 minutes max. Others have to eat too. And then the eighth rule is if we prepare your selected item to our menu specifications, we will not remove the item from your bill. Our entrees are not samples. Thanks. The ninth rule is no parties larger than 4 on days that end in Y. Parentheses, we're a small place, and when we get busy, large groups are hard to accommodate. We do not push tables together. But people were also noticing how the Real Milk and Honey's house rules were contradicting themselves. Because y'all just said y'all don't allow parties larger than 4, but in the third rule, y'all said that any parties of 5 or more or checks larger than $75, 18% gratuity will be added. Y'all just y'all just money hungry and don't know how to offer good customer service. My thing is if you're gonna be asking for all this money, at least give me some decent customer service. But people nowadays don't know how to do that. We don't know how to talk to each other. But then the 10th and last rule is we have no waiting area inside. Parentheses, keep in mind if on the wait list you can receive a text when your table is ready. Naps in your car are fine. I'm not from Atlanta. I only been there one time when I was younger. But this is letting me know I don't want to eat down there. If I'm gonna go to Atlanta, I'm gonna just have to grocery shop for real, and make my own shit. Cause I can't get no jerk chicken without no problem. Can't even get no soul food without no problem in Atlanta. Can't do nothing. Keith was down there for a few days and only ate like twice, it seemed like. Atlanta, y'all got to do better. Y'all gotta do better. And now y'all sending death threats to him and his family and also to the restaurants. Like, y'all gotta chill. This is about some fucking food. Doesn't everybody have to eat? Y'all act like Keith don't have to eat. You act like he and his family don't have to eat. But all y'all restaurants, or some of y'all restaurants in Atlanta, just so money hungry, bruh. Because y'all not humble. And guess what? Keith Lee, the man that you just said you don't know, he just humbled your ass. You're welcome. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload and post. And I see y'all in the next one.